Go grab the nearest pair of jeans right now. Seriously, look at the front right pocket. See that tiny little pocket stitched inside it? The one that can barely fit 2 fingers? Every single pair of jeans you've ever owned has it. Levi's has it. Wrangler has it. Your $200 designer pair has it. But nobody, and I mean nobody, uses it for what it was actually designed for. Because the thing it was built to hold hasn't been popular in almost 100 years. Think about this for a second. Clothing companies are ruthless about cutting costs. Every extra stitch, every extra piece of fabric, that's money. When you're producing millions of jeans a year, even a fraction of a cent per pocket adds up fast. And yet, for over 150 years, every major denim manufacturer has kept sewing this tiny, seemingly useless pocket into every single pair. There has to be a reason, and there is. It just doesn't belong to our century. To understand that pocket, you have to go back to 1873. That's the year a tailor named Jacob Davis and a dry goods merchant named Levi Strauss filed U.S. patent number 139,121 for riveted denim work pants. These weren't fashion items. They were tools, built for gold rush miners, railroad workers, and cowboys across the American West. These men needed pants that could survive getting dragged through mine shafts, splashed with mud, and worn 7 days a week. And every one of those men carried something critical on them at all times. Something fragile, expensive, and absolutely essential for telling time: a pocket watch. Now here's the problem. A pocket watch bouncing around in a deep front pocket is a disaster. It gets scratched. The glass cracks. The chain tangles. Cowboys on horseback had it even worse. Every bump and jolt was a risk. So Levi Strauss did something clever. He added a small, shallow pocket, just big enough for a watch, stitched right inside the front pocket. Snug, secure, easy to reach with one hand while sitting on a horse. And just like that, the 5th pocket was born. But here's where it gets interesting. By the 1920s, wristwatches started taking over. World War I soldiers needed to check the time without fumbling through pockets, so strapping a watch to the wrist became standard. Within a couple of decades, pocket watches went from everyday essential to antique collector's item. So the pocket should have disappeared, right? The thing it was designed for was gone. But manufacturing doesn't work like that. Levi's had been cutting that pocket into their pattern for over 50 years by then. Every factory, every sewing line, every template included it. Removing it would mean retooling the entire production process. And for what? To save a square inch of denim? So it stayed. Not because anyone needed it, because nobody had a strong enough reason to remove it. That's called manufacturing inertia, and it's way more powerful than most people realize. And this is the part nobody talks about. Levi's, to this day, in 2026, still officially calls it the watch pocket. It's right there in their internal style guide. Go to their website, look at any pair of 501s, and read the product description. They'll reference the watch pocket by name. A company worth billions of dollars is still naming a pocket after a device that most Americans haven't carried since their great-grandparents were alive. It's like if your phone still had a rotary dial etched into the back, and Apple just never mentioned it. Now, people have tried to make the pocket useful again. You'll hear suggestions all the time. Coins? Sure. If you want to spend 30 seconds fishing a quarter out with your fingernails? A USB drive? Maybe. Except nobody carries those anymore either. Guitar picks? That's actually the most common real-world use. Ask any guitarist. That pocket is basically designed for a pick, but that's a pretty niche audience. Some modern designers have started experimenting. Brands like Diesel and some Japanese denim companies have enlarged the pocket slightly, just enough to fit an AirPods case or a small thumb drive. A few streetwear brands have turned it into a design statement, making it oversized or adding a zipper. But the standard Levi's 5-pocket design? That tiny watch pocket hasn't changed dimensions in over a century. So here's what you're really looking at the next time you see that little pocket. It's a 150-year-old design feature built for a technology we no longer use, stitched into every pair of jeans on the planet, kept alive by nothing more than tradition and the quiet stubbornness of manufacturing. It's a fossil, a tiny denim time capsule from an era when cowboys checked the time by pulling a gold chain from their hip. And somehow, through 2 world wars, the rise of fast fashion, and the complete reinvention of how we dress, it survived. Every pair of jeans you own is carrying a piece of 1873 with it. You just never noticed. If you found this useful, subscribe. We do this for a lot of things you thought you understood. See you in the next one.